Hi.
Again.
Hi. Hello again. So this is a slightly different video in that it's Bex and I talking, but this is a Franky meets Bex as a collaborator, because as well as being, you know, sort of the brains and the brawn behind the universal collaboration site, we are actually both collaborators. So today I'm going to be interviewing the lovely Rebecca Eastwood about her business, which is, say the name of your business, insert name of business here, Bex.
Kitty Cats.
Kitty Kat,
actually.
So number one, because you always wear the K around your neck.
Yes.
Why Kitty Cats? Why the name?
So my name is Rebecca Kitty, and when I first started out in my life working, I was a beautician by trade, and I opened a beauty salon called Kitty Cats. It was actually called Kitty Kat Emporium. And it was a nail salon. So it was basically, I suppose, a mixture of my name, and it was meant to be like nails, like claws or nails. So that was like the idea of it. And then the Emporium was the added bit, because obviously we did like beauty and massage, etc. So yeah, that's the initial bit. And then yeah, as it grew, I went to Ibiza, opened a salon there, and it become Kitty Kat Ibiza.
Excellent. So that's really weird when you said about the Emporium. I think we've had that conversation, but I've not remembered it.
Yeah.
Because remember when I was selling vintage at your salon, my vintage line was the Bonge Emporium.
Yes. Yeah. Really strange.
Emporium.
There you go. Synchronicity.
Exactly. So yeah, so you had a salon in the UK. See, I think I did know that somewhere but only from like one of these chats. Yeah. So where was that? Was that in Wales, near where you are now?
Yeah, so that was in Wales where I am now. So that's how I started off. I had a salon, and I just loved. Went to Ibiza on holiday, fell in love with Ibiza, and was like, there was definitely some sort of connection that I knew I was going to Ibiza. I remember I come back from Ibiza and I had loads of Cafe Mambo CDs that I bought, and I used to just play them every day in the salon, and everyone would just be like that. Like I was just doing everyone's head in by the end. And some of them, I remember this one particular one, it was really funny. It was like really not risque, but at the end of the song, it was this woman having an orgasm. And I used to just play it all the time, and I'd be there like mid-therapy, like doing someone's eyebrows or whatever, and then this woman would like be having a great time, and everyone would just be like looking at me as if to say, what the hell? And I'd be like, it's fine, right?
I'm gonna be the man that you want me to. Yeah, that's a tune. That's an absolute tune. That's an old school. That used to be like an old school North tune from like the club in Manchester. Yeah, that's a wicked song. That is a wicked song.
So funny. So I just knew, and it's like I, in a way, like that was it. Then I was like, I know I'm going back, and I just used to, I think, play the records every day until I went back, until I went to Ibiza. And yeah, so that's how I started off.
Pure manifestation, that babe. Pure manifestation.
Play the music. And yeah, so then, and I literally an opportunity, then I obviously, when I had one of my best mates worked with me, and we decided that we were going to go to Ibiza and do a season, because I'd been on holiday before and seen that it was such a market, because there's no like British, you know, like really good, like at the time, I'm saying now, really good like British nail technicians or anything. And there was such a market for it. And yeah, so we went, and in our first season we just did mobile, so I was like driving around, And she was a nail technician. She was unbelievable. Well, she is unbelievable. She's got her own salon now in Australia. Nadia, if you ever go to Australia, go. And yeah, and it was just amazing. So from then I was like, right, okay, I'm going to go home, I'm going to sell the salon, and we're moving to Ibiza. And that's what happened. Went home in October, sold the salon in November, and then the next season in the May, well, it was about April time, drove over to Ibiza and opened Kitty Kat Ibiza.
And was that the one? That was the one on collaborator, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That I ended up working next to, because that's where I met you. And was that your first year in that place, or was that was the second year, wasn't it?
That was the first year of us with the salon, but it was my second year, because obviously the first year we were just doing like mobile. And what I'd done at home is I was like really into like makeup and that sort of side of things, and I'd started taking like face painting classes and body art classes in the UK before going, and we started doing festivals in the UK doing body art and glitter before we'd even got to Ibiza. So this is like going back years ago now, before it was even big in the UK. And it really, really took off. And it was almost like a thing of, oh my God, like we could stay and really make something of it here. But we were like, nah, fuck it, let's go to Ibiza. So yeah, that's where we went. And then obviously the salon then, because of like Zoo Project and stuff then at the time was so big, like a massive part of the salon was body painting, glitter. So we used to do like boat parties, do the glitter, and like zoo painting and stuff like that. Yeah, and it was just absolutely amazing.
Well, I remember yours being like a really, because it was the first year I was there, the first year I was working there, 2009, there wasn't that same body paint glitter, that wasn't really a thing then. It was like you went to the zoo and people, I remember the first time getting some paint on myself, or painting myself in zebra stripes, was like for going to the zoo. Because we used to, at the house share I lived in, we all knew like Joe and Mowgli, the people who did the creatives. They were the creatives for the zoo. So my housemates used to go all the time. So I used to see them coming back like in paint and stuff, and it looked really cool, but it was really simplistic. Like when you think about now and what it grew into, it was really quite like you had a little bit of leopard print on your arm, or you had a little bit of something around your eye, but it went like when I used to see them coming out of your salon, that was what was like so striking to me, was full of fuck on, like it was real, like it was amazing. Like the looks that you were sort of throwing out of there were amazing, and it did go bigger and bigger and bigger. It generally around the scene, but your body painting particularly, I thought was really strong. You know, like the looks that you were giving out.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
No, it was though, you know, and it was really different. There was something about, like, because obviously there's the standard, you know, the standard, the Zoo Project was animal prints, but you had a lot of colour in yours.
I think what really was thinking about us, honestly, like we had such a great team, like, you know, we were really good like mates, you know, and we just used to like have an absolute ball doing it. And also we were all completely unique in our style, so that's one thing. And now, like, obviously I've got a business now in the UK, so I do like obviously festivals like glitter and body art now at festivals. The biggest like ethos that I have is I want diversity. I want everyone to be different and everyone to bring their own style. And I think that's why that's the whole idea of being, you're a kitty cat, like, who, you know, what sort of kitty cat are you, you know, who are you? I know that sounds a bit mad. And no kitty cat is the same. We're all different, but we all come together. And I think that's, you know, it was just such a great buzz, especially then at the salon, because we were so unique in styles. You know, like Nay, she was like, you know, almost very like street like cat, you know, she was all wearing trainers, like dead urban, really cool. You know, I couldn't pull that off. You know, I'd have my extensions, a bit like posh, not posh, but you know what I mean? You know,
yeah.
Makeup.
You're a much more polished look. You were a much more polished look. Yeah.
So you know, it's just so different. And now that's a similar thing like that I recreate now with, you know, girls that you know, come and collaborate with me in Kitty Cats. Mally, for example, you know, she's really spiritual, very boho, you know, her art's absolutely beautiful. She starts something and, you know, half an hour later she's still going away with it. And that's just the uniqueness of it, really. You know, we're not all one trained to like, right, create this look. It's like just, you know,
glitter and gem work. Like when I used to see like what she would, like, you know, she'd arrive and she's so beautiful anyway, isn't she?
Yeah.
Just the natural beauty, like, and you'd sort of see her sort of, she's so calm and she's got that, like, you know, she's just got that way with her. And then she'd put a look together on herself and turn around and you'd just be like, whoa, like, you know, just she's got a real, I don't know, there's just something, it's just an extension of her as a person, like, isn't it? What comes out in the looks on her own face and on other people is like, it's inner, you know, that kind of, that sort of, it is an art form. And I definitely saw that working with you. I mean, I used to love, remember when we did, was it who did it? It was me, Helen, and somebody else did it. Racine, yeah. So you did us all for a walk round San Andy. We were going to
So we'd had these masks, like molds done of like different shaped animals, because obviously, but it come, didn't it? And it just got absolutely saturated, San An, with everybody then just doing body painting. People would just stand on the corner and, you know, just want to make
bad body painting like that. It was bad body painting, a lot of it, wasn't it?
But you know, when you're not from, sorry, the cat is scratching away. When you're not from the, you know, your holiday maker, it's just a quick book for people, isn't it? Or you know, come and get a face paint on the side of the road. But you know, fair play to them. And so I really wanted to create something that was different, that stood out to everybody else. So I made these masks. So they were like butterflies, but they were like prosthetic, so you could stick them onto your face, but you could also like stick them onto your body as well. So they were really cool. That was good. It was a good time. I
think my Facebook profile is still wearing one of them butterfly masks.
What's really funny is when we first started, when we got there, we worked in Bucaneros, and we were there, and like fair play, I look back and you look back and think, oh my god, like it was so funny. And it was our first season, so obviously like we were just partying, like, you know, massive, and we'd turn up in work, but we'd get absolutely like just off our faces, and we'd be like painting, and by the end, I remember once I would get that wrecked. I turned around once, I was painting this lad, and he was just bright red. There was like nothing else in him. He was just bright red, and he was just like that, and I was like, oh, you look amazing, you look amazing. But it was just crazy. And Nay at the time, like she was great. She was always end up being like the sensible one of us, but I'd always get wrecked and then get dead paranoid, so I'd just leave. I couldn't handle them being around anyone, so I'd be like going crazy, just like painting everyone red, and then turn around and she'd be like, where's Bex gone? And I would have just done one because I couldn't handle it anymore. So yeah, that was definitely a big lesson the first year. It really succumbed to the party, and you've got to, and also to do what you were doing, you have got to be sober. I know when I was doing it with you, I couldn't do it. You know, luckily I got more sort of into the artistic side of it as I had kids, and I wasn't, you know, massively on it, you know, because you do have to have that the eye and you've got to be in that zone, haven't you? You know, I mean, you can't sort of escape. Yeah, definitely.
But so you were saying about that was one of my favorite things about what you were doing. And I know it was being done by other people, but some of the lads, when you used to see the lads coming out,
oh yeah,
and the, you know, all the zebra all over them, and, you know, like, they looked wicked. And but one thing that, obviously, like, it's bright and shiny and it's glittering it and it's brilliant, you know, but, and it was so attractive. Like, for me as an outsider, it was such an attractive thing, you know, to want to get to know you, want to get to know what it was all about, and then you would teach me how to do it and stuff. But when I was doing it, it was like, all I used to think when I was doing it was like, it's like the masked balls. Like, it gave people permission to behave in a way that they wouldn't have behaved without it on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was amazing. Like, the transformation of somebody once they had the glitter and the paint and whatever, and to how they held themselves, they walked a bit taller, they strutted a bit more, or it was incredible, much more so than drink or whatever.
Yeah, and that's, you know, like, what I love about it to this day. I mean, obviously it has changed in a sense now. Like, obviously I do festivals and things, but definitely as well, since I've had a child, and I am going more towards child festivals for me to do myself and personally. And if you have the exact same effect no matter what generation, it's unbelievable. And, you know, I remember I had this PR once, and she honestly, like, she wouldn't say, but you couldn't get a word out of her. And I used to paint her, and she would leave, and people would be like that, like, what the hell? She'd be chasing after people, and you'd be like, oh my God. And that's just what it did to her. It just gave her like this mask and just made it into, I suppose, like, your alter ego, if you like. But that's now, like, you know, you see it with children. You know, you have children come and they're so, like, shy, and they have it, and it's like this unleashing them of, you know, what they want to portray. And it's like, I absolutely buzz off that sensation of being able to give that to somebody. It's like an adrenaline. It's
the best the best part of it, isn't it? And I think the men as well, when a man, like, at a festival, you know, proper laddie bloke comes over and, I'm just going to do it for me, Mrs. wants me to do it, or it's or whatever, and they get it on, and it's like just they love it, and like, it's a real, like, gentle and expression, you know, and you're just like, why got, you know, once they've got glitter beards, love doing a glitter beard on a big bearded fella, you know, where you're just like, this is it really brings something out in people. It genuinely does. And I think it's such you know, there's it's not like, it's like nothing else I've ever seen. It is like a bit like the superhero syndrome, or the, you know, the alter ego, like you say. It just, something comes out of people, and it's amazing.
I can, like, honestly say I can honestly think of a time where I've ever had like an issue with somebody over it, where they've been like, you know, because it does just bring out that happiness in people. You know, like, I remember when my boyfriend, and he was like, you know, whatever, I'm not getting painted. And he come to my booth and we painted him, and he was just like that for about a week. Oh my God, have you seen me out? And it does just, like, it completely changes people. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Just people releasing that joyfulness and playfulness. That's what it's all about. It's, you know, it's a great creative way of just having a bit of fun, really.
But it is, I think it's amazing how people, there is something about, there is just this innate insecurity in people, isn't it, about how they look. And that's what I noticed when I was there. And that little cover up or embellishment or whatever it is gives people, it's like almost what you would be if you didn't give a fuck about how you looked. It's incredible.
I mean, we've done festivals, like festivals in the Caribbean, and there it's like, you know, no, they don't care there, and it would just get completely, they'd be like naked, and they'd just be like completely just glitter. and they're not arty, just glitter me, and they just have these like naked bodies going around covered in glitter, and it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, amazing. But again, it's like that is that sense of as well of, you know, it does give you it doesn't matter, you're still not seeing anything, you've still got that, you know, cover, and it just gives people that confidence. But yeah, that is definitely a massive adrenaline thing for me, like for the business. Definitely, I love it.
Next time I'm in Ibiza, I'm going to glitter up Mrs. Aryan scar and get down Agnes Blancas. Just wearing a line of glitter, and that'll be me.
I actually did a really cool thing a while ago now, and I did this girl, and what I did, I went over her body and I glittered her stretch marks just all over her body, and it looked absolutely beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah,
that's amazing. Have you got photos of that? Have you got?
Yeah, I've got the photos on my hacked Instagram somewhere. But yeah, I'll have the
That's something I wanted to touch on now. You don't have to talk about this if you don't want to,
No, go
but
on.
you are going through a bit of a process at the moment, aren't you? In fairness, like, and I hate using that word as a process, but you are like, there's a bit of stuff going on around this whole thing for you with the, you know, well, yeah, say as much as you want to say or as little as you want to say.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So yeah, so basically, in short, my Instagram has been hacked. I can't get the Instagram back. Obviously, it's an Instagram account that I've had for years. I've had it actually since Ibiza. So it's got it had like thousands of followers on it. And yeah, it's got hacked. I can't get back in it, and I've lost it. And yeah, it is a really, really strange process, because I am someone who's not really attached to stuff like that. I'm just like, do you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's a sign for me to start again. You know, for whatever reason, and also a sign that maybe what I've done is put too much of my business into Instagram, because the reality of it is Instagram isn't my business. This is my business. So, and that's what Instagram almost does, isn't it? It makes Instagram your business. So I've lost that, and then it's almost like, oh my God, shit, I've lost my business. It's like, but that isn't actually the reality of it, is it? But yeah, so I think it's definitely made me reflect and look on that. I think what has not upset me, but what's thinking me the most is that they are literally cocky fuckers, and they are going in and they're literally picking off people one by one. Even now, I'm messaging people, but they're messaging people making out that they're me. The funniest thing I thought the other day was, obviously after we went to Rory's naming ceremony, they were liking pictures of me at my son's naming ceremony off my uncle's account, and it was like, oh my God, like, you cheeky, do you know what I mean? And it's that, like, dealing with that process that I found the hardest thing, because it's like a real injustice of someone doing wrong, and I can't do anything about it. And that's what I'm struggling with.
Name, and they're doing wrong in your name.
In my name, yeah. And that's what's really, really
I get that.
And I'm having, you know, fair play to people. And it has been, you know, I've got people who are messaging me like, even on, I think your Instagram has been hacked, this, that, and the other. And it's like, yeah, you know, thanks for letting me know. And it's not, do you know what? It is what it is. It's Instagram at the end of the day. But like I said, that's what I'm finding the hardest thing. But it's definitely, I've had that, and then a catalyst of events then that have happened that have kind of, you know, when you think you've got something 100% in place, the actual fact is, no, you haven't got that 100% in place. You know, like I've lost a couple of festivals that are like guaranteed festivals for me every year. So just like a couple of things that I was like, yeah, I think I've become a little bit and
it's been done in it. There's been it's been a bit of a shade, hasn't it? Like the way it's been done. That's the thing. It's been that's what I'm saying, is that there's a lot of shade come up around this with you at the moment.
Yeah.
That like, yeah, you've done personally, I think you've done really well to sort of stay in that place of like, this is, you know, it's not me and it's not what I do.
Yeah.
This is just stuff changing around me. And you've been so solid in a very sort of centered place, and I think you've done really well with that, actually.
Yeah, thank you. Because I literally a thing of the festivals that I'd lost, are basically enough to cover me for a season, and I'd lost them so late in the game, and really similar on a really shady principle.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you know, this is like something is really coming to test me here. But I think the test is that, do you know what, this is for like my higher good, and let that go, that space go, and something is going to come in to fill that space of a higher meaning for me. And
as I'm talking to you about it, like I keep seeing and thinking all the time about, yeah, like I say, like you were a real like artist with it. It's like almost getting back to the art of it and the meaning of it outside of the money and the business. And do you know what I mean? Like you've got a real, even the way you're, one of the things that stays in my mind all the time, and now that we work together on it, it's always on my mind because you pet my head about it, is your aesthetic, the way you see your salon was incredible. Like the way you used to get someone over to graffiti the walls, and you always did the extra stuff that, you know, other people wouldn't even think of to put together a look, or you know, you've got a real eye, and it's almost like you were the center of that business always, and your thoughts and your visions around it have always been what it is. And it's almost like once that became sort of pro forma and you can roll it out here, there and everywhere, it's not like you were the center of all that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's getting back to your artistry on it, because you were amazing.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely an element of that, I think. And that is, you know, the way my mind works, you know, all the time. I'll look at something, I can't, or you'll know that about me, you know, I can't hear, I'm not very good at vocalizing how I feel, or vocalizing like anything really, to be honest. It's only that obviously I know you so well that you can like pick up sentences for me or understand what I'm trying to explain. But visually, I look at something and I can see like something straight away, like in my mind. And sometimes it drives me insane because I would have to.
Drives me insane.
I know, I would have to create that, like that vision of something.
Yeah.
It is a strange, I don't know what that's about. Maybe I've got like, I don't know what it is.
It's a real skill, though. It's a real talent. It's a real talent, bordering on an obsession. But it's like, but it's incredible, and it probably I'm joking that it frustrates me. Like sometimes like that, just send the fucking email or whatever. It doesn't matter if it's got this on it or that on it, but it's actually like it springs so much to this business, and I've seen how much it brings to, you know, when I've worked for you for Kitty Cats, like, you know, it genuinely always looked brilliant.
Yeah, thank
you. You know, like your setup that you had, the banners you had, the this, that, it always looked really well, and you'd really thought about it, and it makes it very approachable to people, and it genuinely matters. You know, it does genuinely matter.
Yeah.
So I do see that, and I will get the helium balloons next week. I think you just need some helium balloons on your chair. Like, what? But yeah, like, yeah, definitely. Sorry, that was a bit of an in-joke, but yeah, it is a skill, it's a talent.
It's like, I see, like even that, like now with, you know, with the like pop-up that I have, I see it as creating this pop-up that people see, that they're like, oh my God, I just want to go and see what that is. I want to go and get involved. And people could come over and just have a great time, and come and hang out, and, you know, have an, it's an experience, isn't it, you know? that's
Definitely.
that's how it should be. So yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
So
definitely.
I know we're gonna wrap up soon, but tell us a bit about the bio glitters, because that's something you've moved into, isn't it? Is you have your own line of glitters.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So I've launched my own biodegradable line of glitters, which are cool. They're available to purchase on the website, so that's amazing. We'll drop that in the link below. But yeah, I think obviously as I've got older as well, you know, sustainability is a massive thing for me. It really is. And so yeah, a bit of glitter without the litter is
Oh, I like that.
plug.
Who doesn't know how to spin the words out? That was
you know, it just, I think, you know, it keeps, you can have fun, but yeah, you can be conscious minded as well, can't you? So yeah, it's really cool. And now there's, you know, before you couldn't get like holographic glitter or anything, you know, as biodegradable, whereas now you can. So there actually is no excuse for you not to purchase biodegradable glitter. So yeah, that's really cool. And I really want to like push that more and more, like down the line, going into like sustainability with glitters and things, and body art. I don't know, maybe.
And your mixes, you see, your glitter mixes have always been beautiful. Like that's another thing. Whenever you used to send stuff for me to do you know, my own work, that they always bang on. So yeah, have a check out of line, because they won't be like anything else that's sort of out there. You know, you're always sort of a cut above.
Thank you.
So
and hire us for an event.
Yes, of course.
Visiting or having a party.
It genuinely does. It does lift an event to a completely different level. It does.
Definitely.
It really does.
And it's cool, like our setup is different as well. We have things like a prop rail, and we've got like a, you know, like an Insta camera and stuff like that. So we get really involved with people. I think that's the difference. We don't come and just like whack on a bit of glitter. We get involved, and you know, we create some theatre and get people dressing up and taking pictures, and it's just different, isn't it? And a bit of fun. So love.
Spread the glittery love, the bio glittery love. Right, well, a pleasure as always.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was amazing. So yeah, it really interesting to sort of hear some of that journey, but also recap some of that journey, because obviously that's where we've, you know, that's how we've met, is through your business doing that. So yeah, amazing.
All
right,
love you.
Have a lovely evening. Love you. Bye.